Hello, dear all. Thank you very much for this opportunity to present our work on this GISCA event. And my presentation is related to adaptation of droughts in the Ili River Basin, the role of GIS technologies in TVET education. And TVET stands for Technical and Vocational Education and Training. So it's a college-based training program. And we're targeted to expand practical training. So it's more connected to dual educational training program, combination of theory with some hand work and field work, and so GIS, Geographic Information System. And we have a big group of researchers who are involved in these activities, and we have several organizations who are involved in this cooperation program. And for this study, we compare two basins. So this is Kazakhstan. It's Ili River Basin or Ili Balkhash Basin. So it's on the border between China and Kazakhstan. So we have a big problem now with Balkhash Lake. So it's similar to Caspian Lake, and the worst version is Aral Lake, which is shrinked already. And Balkhash Lake also is shrinking. And we have to work on this issue to improve situation here and work properly on the Ili River Basin, and to develop proper monitoring and proper GIS, Geographic Information System tools application for this region. And if we compare with Canada, United States, we have, for example, this Red River Basin, and this is Winnipeg Lake. So it's so water is moving to Winnipeg Lake. So somehow we may say that Balkhash Lake somehow is similar to this Winnipeg Lake. And so the main difference between Canada, United States, and this China, Kazakhstan, that they have basin-based management. So if you check this website, and you check this website, College Red River Basin Commission, and also Red River College. So you may see that they have proper training programs, including GIS technician training, who work on all this mapping, using modeling, and prediction analysis. So for this watershed, so GIS used intensively here in this region. And another big difference, that everything is open, everything on the website, and they have a lot of free tools, and they use LiDAR, high resolution digital elevation model on centimeter level, 50 centimeter level. So a lot of data available, and any kind of researchers all over the world may work on different type of applications, modeling, prediction analysis. So this is the main difference. And also another big difference, that people, farmers and local aboriginal people are involved in these activities. People who live in this basin, they manage everything here, and they have regular meeting, conferences, and they control also finance. So the different the flood, road issues, so everything they control on this basin-based mechanism. Doesn't matter who are president of Canada or United States. So it's a decentralized system, and they work on this basin-based issue themselves. Doesn't matter who will be President Biden or Trump or somebody else. And here also doesn't matter who are president of Canada, United States. This is decentralized system, and they control themselves. So this is the main difference. And here it's quite complicated situation, and most of the information are secret. And when the China, Kazakhstan, they have some meetings, discussions, and so they don't share information. And so this is quite complicated. and people are not involved in these activities. So people who live, farmers who live in this basin, they are not involved in decision-making activities and how to work on this Ili Balkhash basin. They are not involved. So decision makers, some top bosses from China and top bosses from Astana, they make decision. And people who live here with this basin, they are not involved in some actions, in project, in management, and that we don't have a basin-based college here. Zero. We don't have basin-based colleges in Kazakhstan, generally Central Asia. So we have other type of colleges, but dedicated basin-based colleges and technicians who work on basin-based management, on GIS application for GIS. We don't have this type of dedicated training. So this is a difference, and we targeted to work on these issues. And why we choose this area? Because the just main reason is we compare apple with apple. So if we choose, if you review this area and this area, same latitude, so we may have a lot of similarities. So here we have prairie and here steppes, and so a lot of stuff quite similar. And as I mentioned, the main difference here that a lot of data available, website, and we may learn what they do. And some of this information could be useful. Of course, we have to adapt and to see how it could be applicable, or something maybe not applicable. But tools, especially GIS-based tools, definitely could be applicable. It's just we may use tools, but something else could be different. But tools could be similar. Even S3 S3 were developed here, and in Canada also it used a lot. So I think it will be reasonable to compare and work on these issues in comparison studies. And you may see, for example, if we compare similar latitude and temperatures and precipitation level, quite similar in this area and in this area. And problems, disaster events like floods and pollutions, what they have in this region, and droughts, even years of the droughts quite similar. You may see that before Second World War they had huge problems, and they had great depressions, and we also have this type of huge problems in Kazakhstan, Central Asia. So by years we have a lot of similarities with droughts. And so one of the main problem what we faced, we have problem with technicians and GIS technicians, and President Tokayev also mentioned that our employees are not satisfied with skills of our college graduates. So from schools, students quite often jump to the universities, and they don't have quite good practical skills here. And you see schools jump to universities, and we're missing proper training program in colleges. So we're hoping to expand and make this type of connection, school, college, industry, university, how it works in many countries worldwide. And we're missing this proper connection between universities, colleges, and universities. This part is quite weak in Kazakhstan. And if we compare, for example, Germany, if you check this daily neighbor, and they have this dual educational training program in Germany, is quite strong. And in Canada, it's quite strong. And as I mentioned, based colleges they have. So we're targeted to expand this type of programs. And for example, this another example, Niagara College. So it's on the border between Canada and United States. This is Niagara. So this is a good example how two countries use efficiently this nature. So it's huge business, huge eco business, and farmers making good job here. And it will be good to learn how it works. And GIS use a lot for mapping and preparation, different tools, booklets, and so on. And ecosystem restoration technician program, which also include GIS technicians training program and remote sensing training program. So it will be reasonable to expand this type of program. You may check this website. So if you have interest, we're targeted to expand this cooperation with Niagara College. and set up something similar in our region. And why it's so important also, we hope to convince, and we are working on the promotion, to have in Kazakhstan this basin-based oblast. So you see, we have 17 oblasts, and we have financial difficulties now in Kazakhstan. So maybe it will be reasonable, instead of 17 oblasts, to have basin-based oblasts. So to have 8 basin-based oblasts. You see, in this case, we may be more nature-based system. United States discussing now about it, but it's very complicated to make the changes. In 1978, they had basin-based states, so it will be reasonable to learn what was before, and why not? Maybe it will be reasonable to set up basin-based management system in Kazakhstan, and it will be more nature-based system. So this is our target, to have basin-based colleges and set up this dual educational program, to have this comparison studies, what is going on between Canada and United States and between China and Kazakhstan, and set up this exchange training program. And you are welcome to join this cooperation program. Thank you very much. These are our contacts. Yeah, hope somebody will have a question, and we are ready to answer your question and develop cooperation. Thank you very much.